Hey guys, so welcome to another episode of WoW Weekly with Myst. I hope everyone had a great weekend and I hope you're ready for the next week of stuff. So this week we have the PvP Brawl Deep 6. Time Walking is going to return. It's going to be Lich King. And on Wednesday, Volunteer Guard Day will be there. It's a cool little event that you can do for one day only. So basically how this event works is you will go up to a guard in one of your cities and you'll just salute the guard. And that is going to apply a 24-hour buff on your character, in which case you can be attacked by any city invader at any time. They do scale in level, and during this time frame you can actually obtain titles. It depends on how many invaders you've killed. For 10 you will get Defender of and then the city name. 50 will get you Heroic Defender of and the city name. And then at 250, if you're feeling really motivated and get 250 kills, you will get Mythic Defender. This is a micro event, so I feel the need to say that this is a time-limited title, so you're not going to keep these titles. These are just titles you'll have for the day. And yeah, I personally think it's a nice little fun thing to do. So this event will be on Wednesday the 28th and only Wednesday. So you only have that one day to do it. No rewards really. It's, all the micro events are kind of, just kind of putts around, cool things happen for the duration of that event. And that's basically it. And then the final event we have for this week is Dark Moon Fair, which will be on Sunday. And because I do post the WoW Weeklies on Monday afternoons, I will let you know that Children's Week will be starting next Monday. But I will be mentioning that again in the next WoW Weekly episode, just to remind you guys. As for today, as a quick reminder on what to get done today before reset happens tomorrow, World Quest was the weekly this past week, so you could finish your 20 world quests. Hopefully you started on that. I'm not totally sure if there's 20 world quests every day, but there is a fair amount, so maybe you could sneak that into one single day. However, it'd be definitely a lot easier if you've already started on that. And World Boss is really good for your anima quests, so you might want to get that. Plus you can get a 207 piece of loot, potentially. The drop chance on that is pretty low, but there's a chance. Also, Mythic Plus keys, depending on which key you're doing, it will definitely differ in loot, but here is a chart to give you a little guideline on maybe what key you want to do this week. And then also weekly mount runs and transmog runs. You might definitely want to, at the very least, get your mount runs done before reset hits. And that basically covers what you might want to finish up before reset. Okay, so as for my goals and progression, the goal for this past week was to knock out my Undying Army Exalted rep, and I did that. It actually was done the day I made last week's video. WoW Weekly videos always post Monday afternoon, and I accomplished that goal Monday night. So it got done real fast. So here's my rep now. We are sitting in the Exalted, and one of the biggest reasons this was a goal was not to have the Paragon cache or any of that. After farming Paragon caches in Legion for the mounts, I'm really in no rush to do Paragon caches anymore. But the biggest reason that I wanted it was for my 100 reps. So this is what I got. And yeah, I was super happy. Finally got my 100 reps. I technically have more than 100 reps, but the rep achievement is very similar to the mount achievement, where you need quite a bit more than what the achievement is saying for you to ignite the achievement. Undying Army finally ignited the 100 rep achievement, which got me this pretty little mount, the Pure Heart Courser. I had tried to do this in BFA, because back in BFA, I was caught up, and then they brought out this rep achievement. So back in BFA, I was like slowly grinding out these old school reps to try to get my last exalteds to get this mount. So when Shadowlands came out, it just was a little easier because I had, the Shadowlands rep that you can get from neutral to exalted way faster than you can drag a vanilla rep from neutral to exalted. And honestly, it would have taken so long as well, because I actually have a lot of my vanilla reps at exalted. So what I was trying back in BFA, what I was trying to do to actually get this achievement was the insane thing, which, no pun intended, is insane to do. It was the Booty Bay Everlook Gadgetson and Ratchet stuff. I have all of it at Revered, right? And I've been like slowly kind of evening it out a bit to try to get them all to exalted. And yeah, so it's kind of down to that. There was times where I was using the Bloodsail Buccaneers for it, which I'm sitting at worse than neutral with them. Hated. So yeah, I just, and then Ravenhold is, not too bad, but I think I'm like at the end of the neutral bar with the Ravenhold. And yeah, so it was just rough. It was just rough, guys. So I was really happy when I could just knock it out in this current expansion. It's a lot easier to get expansion rep than old school rep. Also, just a side note, but another thing that I consider progression that I did that is unrelated to Shadowlands is Dire Maul. I went back in there, and I've been putting it off for a while, going back for my Transmog completionist mode, and I got everything. It took watching 3 movies, so I was running Dire Maul for 6 hours straight, but I got it all. And even the BOEs, I was really happy that the BOEs had dropped, because when it comes to like the vanilla dungeons, the BOE drops are generally the tougher ones. And I actually got them, I won't say fairly early, but I was still farming the tribute boss. Well, it's not really a boss, but, my last items I needed was from the tribute chest out there. And yeah, so yeah, that went really well. I'm really happy to be done with the Dire Maul side of things. Okay, so let's get to news. The first thing for news is something that will be coming up in 9.1, and that is a new achievement that only probably maybe 10% of the WoW population might actually get. I don't know, 10 to 20%, 20% max. But what it is it is completing all the dungeons on a Mythic 20 within the time limit. And if you do that, you will be rewarded with a portal that takes you straight to that dungeon. So, yeah, portal definitely would be nice, but the amount of people that are going to be able to complete a 20, I think that's a pretty heavy-duty achievement for the WoW population. definitely targeted to the hardcore players that have solid groups, because I hate to say it, but like there's no way you're gonna get that done in a pug group. 15s are tough enough to do in a pug group, but a 20 is like gonna be nearly impossible to pug out. And next up in news has to do with flying. We will be obtaining flying in Chapter 3 of 9.1, so that will be 3 weeks after it launches. I did do a video on this where you actually see me on the PTR obtaining flying, and then at the end you see me flying in the zone, so feel free to watch that video. I'll link it at the end of this video. And yeah, so it's a very easy process. Took me maybe a total of 30 minutes to get it. Yeah, there's really not much to it. You just get an item, you click it, and boom, you got flying. The only drawback I found with it is that 3 areas out of 7 areas in Shadowlands you can't fly in. And while I expected the Maw to not be a fly zone, and Korthia I guess makes sense since it's connected to the Maw, I at least expected you'd be able to fly in Oribos. I was kind of hoping I could avoid the in-between by just taking my own flying mount through those areas. Next up in news, last week you may remember that I was showing you guys a new item that was called Mega Soul Ash. Since then, they have renamed that item. So that item is now called Soul Cinders. And there's also a tip on it now. Before it was Soul Ash, but Mega. Now it says that it's a raw source of power found within only the most dangerous layers of Torghast. And it is used to fuel the Runecarver's chamber. In my personal opinion, more than likely it has to do with you getting your rank 5 and 6 for your legendary. Okay, so next up has to do with the Vicious Saddle mounts from BFA. The BFA mounts are going to be available to purchase again. This one's always been kind of a weird one for me because, like, it makes the seasons kind of not important when they do this, but nonetheless, it'll be for all 4 seasons. The most important one here came from Season 1. It's the River Beast. It's the one and only right now, which makes it unique. How long that will stay to be the case, who knows? We will probably see another River Beasts at some point. They definitely tend to reskin. It'll be like the spider. The spider in Legion was super, super unique because it was the only spider in the game, and now we have spiders in Shadowlands, right? So who knows? But at the time, this is a unique mount. So we'll go in faction here, starting with Alliance. So the BFA Season 1 mount was the Vicious War River Beast. The BFA Season 2 Alliance mount was the Vicious Black War Saber. And the BFA Season 3 one is the Vicious War Basilisk. And the Alliance BFA Season 4 one was the Vicious White War Saber. Personally, the River Beast is the way to go for Alliance, in my opinion. Everyone has their own take on things. Over on Horde side, the BFA Season 1 was the Vicious War Clefthoof. The BFA Season 2 is the Vicious Black Bone Steed. The BFA Season 3 is the Vicious War Basilisk, and the BFA Season 4 is the Vicious White Bone Steed. Now, my personal opinion for the Horde one, the Vicious Black Bone Steed, I think that one's the best looking one out of all of them. Okay, so now for those that maybe are new to how all this works and are wondering how the hell you get this. For starters, it is through the Vicious Saddle. So you will use Vicious Saddle, which will be your currency, and you can trade it in for one of those mounts. Another thing I would like to mention is that if you buy one for, say, the River Beast, you would get the Horde equivalent as well. So you don't have to buy 8, you're just buying 4 if you want all of them. If you don't do a whole lot of PvP, this is going to be a lot of work to get a saddle for you, because how it works is if you're doing 2 versus 2, each win gives you 10 points, which means you're going to need 240 wins, because you need 2,400 points to get a Vicious Saddle. If you're doing 3v3s, you're going to need 80 wins to get that, due to the wins giving you 30 points. And if you're doing rated battlegrounds, you're going to need 40 wins, which gets you 60 points. So rated battlegrounds is definitely the way to go. I've always been kind of amazed in how you earn more through the rated battlegrounds, because in my personal opinion, 2v2 and 3v3 is actually a little rougher than a rated battleground. So yeah, I don't know if that's just me, but yeah, I think the rated battlegrounds are a fucking cinch. Yeah, so it's interesting that that's the way to go. But no matter what, you're looking at a lot of wins. Next up in news, we have a new book on Sylvanas that is available for pre-purchase. This one is written by Christy Golden. She's very popular when it comes to the WoW books, in case you don't really follow. Not everyone's a reader, right? So maybe you don't follow that. I love the books. I buy pretty much all the WoW books when they come out, and I have since, basically the beginning. I have the Warcraft archive ones as well, and they've all been pretty good. Christy Golden's definitely my favorite when it comes to covering the lore in the novels and stuff. As for the cost is pretty hefty. I would definitely like to see what the price and where I can get a soft cover, because I am not a hardcover book buyer. And yes, I do still buy books. I don't believe in ebooks or audiobooks or any of that. With the ebooks, I just really don't want to read an entire novel on my monitor, more or less, or on a tablet or whatnot. And with audio, I feel like audiobooks are for people who are incapable of reading, and I'm fully capable of reading, so I'd rather just choose to read a book. And as for the voice actor part of an audiobook, because I imagine maybe that's what triggers people to want to go that route, I would want a movie, because I need video to go with the audio. Yeah, I fully believe in actually reading pages. So I do still buy books, but I don't buy hardcover ever. I only buy softcover books. It's just what I like. So I would like to know what the cost is for a softcover, and if softcover is even available yet, because all I'm seeing is hardcover, which makes this a no purchase for me. I will wait it out and wait till a softcover book comes out. Honestly, what it boils down to is a hardcover book just isn't comfortable for me. I can't comfortably read a hardcover book, whereas a softcover, I can, hold it in my hands and I read it perfectly fine. That's, I don't know, it might sound all weird to you guys, or maybe you guys are like, man, this girl's picky, and, yes, I am. But, I don't know, it might sound all weird to you guys, or maybe you guys are like, man, this girl's picky, and, yes, I am. But, I don't know, it might sound all weird to you guys, or maybe you guys are like, man, this girl's picky, and, yes, I am. But, I don't know, it might sound all weird to you guys, or maybe you guys are like, man, this girl's picky, and, yes, I am. But, But anyway, besides that, the hardcover is almost $30. It's $28.99. Softcover is usually not a whole lot cheaper, but it's generally cheaper. People pay more for a hardcover because it's easier to take care of a hardcover. You could pretty much throw your book on the ground and it's not going to get destroyed. Softcover, you definitely have to be a little more careful. And I am. All my softcover books look like they're in mint condition because I take care of them really well. So, but that is the reason, if people would buy hardcovers to not have creases in them and stuff like that. Definitely want to get my hands on this book. I just want to wait till it has a softcover. Okay, in the next bit of news, we have a UI change that's gone on. So this is for when you are upgrading your gear. As you can see in the pictures here, there is an upgrade level now on it. This is over on PTR, so this will be available at 9.1. So that is cool. You can now kind of pick which rank you want. Okay, and next piece of news is the Death's Advance Reputation Rewards. This is going to be a new rep that's out in Korthia, which is actually the zone you see me in the video right now. This whole video has been me kind of showing off a bit of 9.1. And there's quite a bit of rewards you can get from the rep. 2 mounts are available with the rep. There is the Amber Shard Hide, which you can get at Revered, and the Soaring Razor Wing, which you will get at Exalted. For cosmetics, this is the Battlefield Messenger for Kyrian, the Frontline Necromancer for Necrolords, the False Promise for Night Fae, the Renethal's Battlefield for Venthyr, and the Renethal's Field Inquisitor for Venthyr. All those sets will be available at Exalted. And then the final reward is this cute little battle pet, the Domestic Onion, and he will be available at Honored. There does seem to be a new gearing system with Korthia, and I will show you the 2 items that, lead me to believe that. And the first is the Reinforced Item Enhancement Matrix. Or Enhancement Matrix. You can get this at Honored. And it says, complete the matrix to create an item that will increase the prime stat, or the primary stat, of a Maw-Touched helm, shoulders, chest, or leg item by 20%. And then there's also the Armament Enhancement Matrix you can get at Revered. And it says complete the matrix to create an item that will increase the primary stat of a Maw-Touched weapon by 20%. A couple of other items you can get is the Contract Death's Advance. You can get that at Friendly. Enter a contract with the Death's Advance that allows you to gain rep with them every time you complete a world quest in the Shadowlands. Vault Anima Tracker. You can get this at Honored, and it allows you to track and locate stolen anima vessels while on assaults in the Maw. And at Honored, there is a Crafter's Mark recipe. It teaches you how to craft a Crafter's Mark 3, a powerful optional reagent that sets the required level and item level of the item. Here's the technique for inscriptions you get at Revered, and it teaches you how to craft a Contract Death's Advance. The whole contract one is kind of weird because it's looking like as always, inscriptionists have always made these contracts. Or at least for the past couple of expansions. And so that's been your primary way to get your hands on the contract. But it's looking like there's another way to get it, because at Friendly, it's showing it on the vendor. So I find that a little weird. So there might be two ways you can get it, either from an inscriptionist at the auction house, or my next guess is maybe with Stygia. You know, I can't imagine it would be for gold. They would leave the gold one for the inscriptionists. Or the reason, which I'm guessing is probably more likely, the reason that the other contract is mistakenly on the vendor right now and isn't supposed to be. Yeah, that's the one I'm kind of going after, because I've never seen the contracts be sold two different ways. That takes the whole purpose of an inscriptionist making it kind of out of the picture, right? So, yeah, that's probably more the case, that it's just accidentally up there right now. Okay, next up in news, guys. This next piece is for Classic. So, there was this blue post that I'll read out to you guys. In order to prepare our systems, which will handle snapshotting WoW Classic player characters and preparing them to be separately playable on the BC Classic and WoW Classic era realms, we will close the character transfer service in WoW Classic on April 30th. We expect character transfers to be closed for multiple weeks, and we will let you know as soon as we can determine this process is nearly complete, and we expect to reopen the service. For the duration of the closure, it will not be possible to transfer a WoW Classic player character to or from any realm. The actual snapshotting of all WoW Classic characters will occur after this closure, and we'll announce that time at a later date. The character transfer service closure in WoW Classic will have no impact whatsoever on Shadowlands digital shopper services. You know, I'm a little out of the loop, honestly. After reading that, I'm like, whoa, you can transfer your character in WoW Classic? I didn't even know that existed. Yeah, like I played vanilla. Like I thought they were doing Classic pretty much the same as vanilla, but that's not how I remember vanilla being. My character is still on the same server as it was when WoW Classic came out. Okay, and the last piece of news I have for you guys is Daisy. We left the best for last. So Daisy is a pet for the Doctors Without Borders. It was a goal of reaching 1 million before the 26th, and that goal got reached on the 23rd. So let's start with the basics here. This video that you see on screen right now is showing you how exactly to claim Daisy. This same procedure is for bananas if you didn't claim bananas yet, and you're definitely going to want to do that soon. And for those that might not be in a rush to claim any of these pets, you have till August 1st. So definitely make sure you claim them at least before then. Here she is. She's super cute. I did try to see if she would hop on my druid's cat form. It failed, so if you play a druid, no, she can't be on your druid's back, which is too bad because I thought that would be super adorable, which is why I tried, but no. So basically what you're going to do is you summon her out and you're going to target her, and then you do /beckon. And that gets her on your back. One thing to note is that if you mount up, she will vanish. Also, if you play a shapeshifter, if you shapeshift, she will vanish. It has to be on a, how should we phrase it? A normal character form will be the word we'll use. Couple of things I found out after recording this video, so they're not in the video, but I did find out, maybe you'd be interested in knowing, is that you can actually have another pet out. So what you'll do is you have her on your back, and then you can go summon another pet. And so you can have Daisy on your back, and then say Whomper beside you, right? So that part's really cool. Another cool thing is that if you have the magic pet mirror as a toy, which I do, but I didn't think of trying this until after I record the video, but the magic pet mirror will turn you into the pet. So what you could do is you mirror the Daisy pet. So you become, Daisy, like not real Daisy, like fake Daisy, right? You become fake Daisy, and the real Daisy can be on your back, and then you're just kind of going about your day, right? So that's two very cool additions to this pet. My personal thoughts is I think she's cute, but I probably wouldn't bother with her too much, just because, she vanishes on mounting up, and that's kind of a no-go for me, personally. At that point, I'd rather just have Whomper out and mount up however freely I please, rather than every time I get off the mount, I have to resummon her, retarget her, and beckon her, and then, And I'm on my mount, probably, 99% of the time in the game. So she's gonna always be vanishing. So that part I felt was a little unfortunate, and hopefully they will fix that. As far as the beckon, I imagine you could probably make a macro for that. And I guess it's no shocker that she is slow, so definitely the beckon, I feel, was almost mandatory. Okay, so that concludes this week's WoW Weekly with Myst. I hope you enjoyed. I've got a ton of content coming up on the channel this week. Also, one thing I would like to mention is that streams has changed. I did a poll this past week. It was to see which days were kind of more popular for my viewers wanting to watch, one of my streams. And Saturday was actually in the running for a long time, but by the time the poll ended, it was looking at Tuesday and Wednesday, which honestly doesn't surprise me. Tuesday was the stream day for 5 years. I ended up changing Tuesday mount runs for Wednesday mount runs, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago or something like that. So not surprised that people would be interested in Tuesdays. And Wednesdays was a high voted day. So basically what it boils down to is Tuesday and Wednesday is the new stream days for the week. Saturdays is potential bonus streams. So Saturdays is not, it didn't win, so it's not the normal stream day, but it did good. So I'm definitely going to consider it for some future streams. And yeah, so thanks everyone for voting. It helps me out to know when you guys want to watch, because I'm not here just to throw out content, and I would rather have a group of people who, are chit-chatting to me, if I don't have communication, then I don't even want to stream, like I can easily just make videos, right? Yeah. So, thanks for helping us decide what the new days are gonna be. So next stream will be on Tuesday. And as for the content for the week on the channel, excluding streams, of course, the channel's gonna be pretty much 9.1 dedicated this week. I've got a lot of videos that I think that you'd be interested in. If there's anything I'm not covering in the videos, let me know. If you, I don't know, say you play a rogue and you're wondering if things have changed on your rogue, just let me know and I'll put something together for it. Have a great week, guys. Have fun in time walking. If you haven't joined the in-game community, for sure join that. I really should link the Horde community as well. That we do have two. Just I have the Alliance community linked because I main Alliance, right? I'm not on Horde side very often. But definitely, if you're interested, join that in-game community. So have a great one, and we will see you in the next one, guys. Bye.